Today's cemetery visit is absolutely proof that you just do not know what you are going to find in a cemetery until you go and actually check it out. Today we are coming to you in our latest installment of our country cemetery tours from Mayo Cemetery in Paintsville, Kentucky. We take the walk up the steps, and you saw a brief look at the stone fencing there. Absolutely beautiful. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore modern. You may see it out in visits like this, but definitely not modern. And you can look at the craftsmanship on the gate there as well. I made it to this cemetery looking for another one. I've heard tell that there is an abandoned cemetery in the area in which we are visiting today, and I am happy to report that I did find that. That's going to be coming very soon, an abandoned cemetery that I was able to find. But we are in the Mayo Cemetery in Paintsville, Kentucky, and much like most of the country cemeteries that we do, you'll find that this is on top of a hill. And I did find someone in here. I didn't know this at the time that I came, but definitely someone of interest, and very, very interesting story of a person buried here that I'm going to tell you about. And you can see another look at the stone fencing, and this wrapped around the entire perimeter of the grounds that I visited. There was another small cemetery across the way there. It's probably all part of the same cemetery, but this was an older part. This is where I visited. You can see the name Turner on the stone. There were some older stones. This was definitely, parts of this was an older cemetery, and I wanted to take another look at this because these are just things you don't normally see now. The type of stone fencing that you'll find in places of age, and I love being able to bring this stuff to you. So again, thank you all so much for watching and being with me. I just want to take a few more looks at the grounds, and I did take a look at some of the names that were on a few of the markers here at the Mayo Cemetery in Paintsville, Kentucky. So just relax and sit back and enjoy the views of this cemetery. A beautiful day here in Kentucky at the Mayo Cemetery. Now, this, I'm sure, is why it's named Mayo Cemetery. John Mayo. I had no idea who he was, and maybe I should have, been a Kentucky historian, who he was coming into this. He died in 1914. He was actually Kentucky's first self-made millionaire, and that's just the beginning of the story. At the time of his death, he was the richest man in the state of Kentucky. He made his fortune mostly through the coal industry, and he was a millionaire by 1910. He made heavy contributions to the campaign of Woodrow Wilson for president, and actually is the only Eastern Kentuckian to be a part of the Democratic National Convention. So some history there as well. He suffered from kidney disease, and he eventually moved to New York City after a very sick spell to be treated by specialists. He passed away at a very young age, age 49, and he died at the Waldorf Astoria. And this was the location that was moved, and that particular location that he died in is actually now the Empire State Building in Manhattan. So, you know how a man from Kentucky made it to Manhattan. Those stories happen sometime, but for that time period in Kentucky, very rare. So he was able to make a very good fortune in the coal industry in Kentucky. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I didn't know that he was in here. I just made a stop here looking for something else. I thought this looks like a place that my viewers would like to see, and I would like to show the landscape and the beauty of the day. And it's springtime here. You can see things are starting to bloom. And I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to find the abandoned cemetery that I was eventually able to find. So I wanted to be able to bring something new to you this week from this area. Did not know if I was going to be able to find that in which I was looking, and I was able to find it. But you can see just a beautiful area on top of this hill. A great, beautiful day. Everything is starting to bloom. You can see that the graves do have decorations on them. And like I said, we were in Paintsville, Kentucky at Mayo Cemetery. I would be curious to know if anyone has heard of this John Mayo. I'm going to be honest, I haven't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I was just ignorant to that fact that he was I know it was the richest man in Kentucky at the time of his death. But I would love to know if anyone out there has heard of him. especially all my viewers from Kentucky. I know there's a bunch of you out there. So some of you historians who know more about this than me, please chime in. Please let me know. And like I mentioned, I have an abandoned cemetery tour coming up that was just, well, it was both fascinating and a little sad as well. So I would love to hear from you all. Please leave me a comment below if that's something that you would like to see. But again, and I want to draw attention again to that stone fencing. I just think that's absolutely beautiful. That craftsmanship, things you just don't see nowadays. And I do want to take a few looks. You can see a grave there, Dewey Clay. And it's got the word Kentucky right below that on his marker there to the right. And again, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today on this journey. This was an impromptu tour for me. I was not planning on stopping here to film. I am so very glad I did. I've said this before in some of my videos. You just never know what you're going to find when you're out and about searching for history or just being out and about in general. So I always encourage and just really enjoy going out and making visits, taking little trips like this. And you know, I'm hoping that I'm able to bring you all content that you ordinarily would not be able to see or that you have never seen before. So I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to leave several links in the description where you can find me: Facebook, Instagram, my merchandise store. I will see you again soon.